My name is Destiny Ketchum, and my speech is on age restrictions on social networking sites. My audience is my sister Haley and her friend Kaylee, both seniors at Niles McKinley High School, and my father. Alrighty, I'm going to try to set this up here. Make sure you get the dog out, please. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay, guys. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, so like I said, my name is Destiny Ketchum, and my speech is on age restrictions on social media. Okay, the purpose of this speech is to inform the audience of the pros and cons of age restrictions on social networking sites. My connection to the topic, I think it's been really intriguing to see how technology has evolved along the line of time since when I was little to now, and I know this has been a huge time of technological advances and social networking for the younger populations, like my sister and her friend who are now seniors. We can see kind of their interactions with pros and cons of social networking. Okay. Today I will discuss the statistics of our youth in social media, cyberbullying, communication, and inappropriate use, as well as education with social networking sites. My topics that I cover are going to be mainly background information, pros to age restrictions of social media sites, and cons to age restrictions of social media sites, or lack thereof. Okay, so our first statistic among many is, should social networking sites have age restrictions? 46% on debate.org said yes, they should have age restrictions, and 54% said no. Okay, so here's our attention grabber. 59% of kids on social media had accounts before age 10. 89% of teens use social media, and 51% of teenagers use social media sites daily. And this is all by Maggie Lunges, and it's from the Cut article. Or Maggie Lange, sorry. Okay, so the parents' role in all this, we're going to kind of scope in. So, my dad in the audience. Okay, so 70% of the parents say that they monitor their children's social media activities, and 46% of parents say they have access to children's social media accounts. So they have passwords, or they know what's going on their account. Okay, so this is a slide kind of about enforcement on social media by the parents. 68% of teens have accepted friend requests from strangers. 8% have accepted every friend request from their social networking site. And these studies are all done by Trust E from Goodwill Communication Foundation. And it was conducted in 2010. And something that we should also be aware of is the COPPA. It's an act that, it's the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, but it only protects children under 13 online using devices. So if a child says that they are above 13 and they actually aren't, it won't, by law, cover them. And it covers them from all their personal information on social networking or any sort of online site, as well as their location of their device and what kind of device they're using. So you can't, if they're under the age of 13, you aren't technically allowed to know their information. And this is all by Diana Graber from the Huffington Post. Okay, so these are some guidelines for the parents to give children to stay safe. They can make posts private. They can be careful about, they can be careful about what they share. They can tell their kids to be careful about what they share. They can advise them to not add strangers. They can stay up to date with the social media, what is in trend right now, and how to actually use that account, and kind of just advise the kids that the posts stay on there for years. Whatever you post stays on there. Okay, so the child's view. 1 in 3 teens say that they feel more accepted online than in real life. Nearly half of teens say they have posted something that they later on regret. And 83% of youth say that they are concerned about their privacy and personal information online. Okay, this next topic is cyberbullying. 87% of youths have witnessed cyberbullying online. 43% of teens have reported being victims of cyberbullying. 35% of teens have admitted to bullying others on social media, and 50% of teens felt angry after being cyberbullied. 30% wanted to seek revenge on their bully. So we can see the negative effects of cyberbullying on social media sites, and there's no denying that. Okay, so inappropriate use among social media. 47% of kids looked up sites that their parents would disapprove of. Half of teens admitted to posting risky pictures online. And 22% of youth admits to using their mobile device to hiding online behavior from their parents. And these statistics are all gathered from this McAfee digital deception study that they did in 2013. There was a lot of statistics that they found from this study. It's actually really intriguing if you want to go look at it. The topic was exploring the online disconnect between parents and preteens, teens, and young adults. And this was conducted by Kim Ashorn, is how I would pronounce it. Okay, so the education aspect of the lack of age limits. The lack of age limit on social media helps develop better perspectives on various issues for the kids, learns new things, exchanges ideas, and helps them create strong networking skills online, helps to provide an effective platform for advancing children's knowledge, and kids are learning basic social and technological skills to fully participate in modern society. Okay, communication, this kind of overlaps with the education, but this is also a pro to not having an age restriction while online. Okay, so the lack of an age restriction allows children to get better at communicating and encourages freedom of expression. It helps children connect with extended family and friends, so that's a new aspect. Maybe they couldn't explore before. They can talk to more of their family at once, and they can kind of chat back and forth when it's convenient for both of them. Kids communicate and interact with each other more than ever now. So it's much more often that kids get to communicate while they're not at school or not in social events. While they're at home, they get to communicate as well. Social networks actually make kids more relationship-oriented, considerate, and empathetic. And this was a study done by Harini Santhosh. Okay, so in conclusion, as technology begins to advance, social media becomes a large part of our everyday lives. So my question, and what I hope that you kind of take back and think about, is should we be protecting our children from social media and the negatives that come along with it? Or should we trust that they will make smart decisions and that the parents will monitor these social media networking sites? So it's kind of up to you to think about the good or bad in this whole topic. I think there's a lot of evidence, well, not evidence, statistics to each one of the topics discussed in my speech, the pros to a lack of online age restrictions and the cons to a lack of online age restrictions. I hope that this speech has helped you broaden your horizons of thinking about the topic, and thank you so much for watching my speech. And here are some of my sources. Thank you.